Hello, everyone, and thank you, Victoria, for inviting me into this project. My name's Stephen White, for those of you who don't know me, in case you need an introduction. I am a professor in the FASM department, and I'm also a professor in the beauty and fragrance department. And recently, in the last couple of years, I've found myself turning into quite the fragrance freak, for lack of better words. Um, I make my own candles, so I'm officially a chandler. And this has developed and sparked into a much bigger exploration of what fragrance can do and what fragrance does for people. And I've come up with kind of my own ideas about how meaningful and momentary fragrance really can be. Um, my candle line here, I've started producing about 6 months ago, is called Uncommon Sense. You can find it on Instagram at Our Uncommon Sense. And what this candle company has got me thinking about is the ability for candles to spark memories, the fact that all of our unique experiences with fragrance are all totally different. Every person experiences fragrance differently. And it's also taught me in the development of this candle line that what I don't ever want to do when it comes to fragrance is steer people in a certain direction. On my candle labels, as you'll see here on the left-hand side, I've got all of the different main fragrance categories. So I've got fresh, floral, floriental, oriental, fougere, woody, chypre, and gourmand listed on the labels, but I don't actually tell you what's in the candle itself. I'm not going to tell you that Formula 804 has black sea salt and oak moss and vetiver. I'm not going to tell you that Formula 923 has tomato leaf and Japanese cherry blossom. Every time somebody experiences one of my fragrances, I find that they have a different reaction than the person before them. So in a fruit forward based candle, one person might smell mangosteen or mango skins, and the other might smell blackcurrant and blueberry. Every person has a different reaction. And I think the important part about fragrance, or the most important part about fragrance, is that we don't lead people to believe that there's going to be a certain reaction or a certain smell or a certain purpose. So when it comes to the purpose of this project and the nod to aromatherapy, my aromathera tip would be, while we do have perceptions that fragrances like jasmine are relaxing, they are. Our brains naturally react to a fragrance like jasmine to derive a certain purpose, like helping us fall asleep or helping us relax in bed after a long day. How might we be able to bring fragrance to the forefront and combine fragrances and find complex balances between fragrances without leading the customer to think they're smelling a certain thing or that they're definitely going to have a reaction or an experience with fragrance? Every person has a unique experience with fragrance. Every person will smell something a little differently, feel something a little differently, react a little differently, and be turned on or turned off to a certain fragrance that other people might absolutely love or absolutely hate. So when it comes to fragrance and it comes to building complex fragrances, my note would be fragrance is a unique experience. It'll do something differently to everybody. And we should honor that. We should allow the consumer to have their own moment with fragrance, to have their own experience without being led in a direction one way or the other. Fragrance has an air of mystery about it. And what you'll find with Uncommon Sense is that we play into that mystery. That mystery exists for a reason. And it's what makes fragrance so beautiful and so captivating. So stay mysterious, let people have their own journey, and never try to put someone in a box of fragrance, because it's never going to be the same twice. I hope that helps. I hope I've provided some insights. And if you're curious about learning more about fragrance or my experience with fragrance or building fragrance, or if you want a tour of my candle making studio, send me a message to @OurUncommonSense on Instagram. Shoot me an email to swhite@scad.edu. And let's talk about it, because I could talk fragrance all day.